Hi, everybody. I'm Kathy Roats with Unity Consulting, where we grow people and develop leaders. Have you noticed that Zoom is no longer just a software or an app? It's a verb. Hey, want to Zoom? Let's Zoom for happy hour. Have you said it? Right? It's a verb. That's a great company who now has their company name in our verb language. Okay, so with that, Zoom has become very popular and a very needed tool in the world we're living in right now. But there's a little bit of a scare out there. There's a little bit of hacking going on into our Zoom meetings. So this video is just going to give you some quick tips on how to keep your Zoom account safe. And that's what's the best part, is we can still use Zoom. We just have to use the tool the right way to keep ourselves safe. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk about today, to keep us safe with Zoom, we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about setting up your meetings, different setup options, including the waiting room, talking about sharing screens, and then we're going to talk about some really fun settings. So let's start by setting up meetings. The first important rule to follow within your Zoom account is to never share your personal ID publicly. So when you open your Zoom window and you click on this drop-down arrow to the right of the new meeting, the orange new meeting button, you will see your personal ID. Mine's grayed out because I don't want y'all to know it. And then you can copy the ID or copy invitations here. When you copy, you don't want to paste it publicly. You don't want to just put it out there in social media. You don't want to put it on a public website because anybody can get to it. People that you don't necessarily want in your meetings can get to it. So instead, use this privately. Use it in private groups. Use it one-on-one, text it or message it to people that you just want to privately connect to. Now, sometimes I have very informal meetings with my team, and I'll say, hey, let's Zoom in my room. That sounds kind of cute, doesn't it? And I have shared my Zoom link with them, with my kids, with my husband, with my parents. I've given them my personal ID. And when it's time for us to connect, I just push join and we're in as my personal ID. But again, those are private situations. So it's all good. If it's a training that I want to do and I want to advertise publicly, then I'm going to schedule an actual Zoom meeting. Even if it's not a public training, maybe it's more of a bigger group training or it's something that's just in my calendar, I'm going to schedule it, because scheduling a Zoom meeting creates a unique ID. So I could even publicly share this ID. Well, it's only unique for the hour or 2 hours that I've actually scheduled. So when you click on the schedule button, it will open the schedule window where you can fill it in appropriately. And all these fields are really self-explanatory, but there's two fields in particular that I purposely will change or edit. The first here is the video section. I turn it on for both the host and the participants all the time. Why would we do a video connection if you're not going to show me your video? We could just do a telephone call, right? So automatically, videos are always on. Down below under advanced options, I also checkbox or turn on the enable waiting room option. So what a waiting room is exactly that. It's a place where your participants will wait until you as the host accept their request to join your meeting. So if you don't know somebody, don't accept the request. This is how you keep your meetings safe from any intruders. Once you've filled out all of these fields, you would click on the schedule button. And now all scheduled meetings will show up under the meetings menu of your Zoom window. Normally, when you first open Zoom, it defaults to the home menu. When you go into meetings, you'll see a whole list of all the meetings you've scheduled. And here, when it's the time and date, you can push the start button to activate that particular meeting. And that's the ID that you gave to everybody that you want to join you. So you'll all be connected into the same place. As you can see, you can copy the invitation here and paste it into a message. You can edit it, or you can delete it if that meeting goes away. Then it's time to interact and share your screen with everybody who's participating. When you look at the very bottom of your Zoom window, once your audio and your video are all connected, you're going to see many more menu options, including the green Share Screen button. To the right of the green button is a little up arrow that you'll need to select and then click on the Advanced Sharing Options menu option. This opens a screen that's critically important for security. This second option here, who can share, if it's a public type of training, make sure it's set to only you. This way nobody else can hack in and share things that are inappropriate. Now, when I'm using a link it's private, it's only for me and my team or me and my family, then I might keep it on all participants because we really do share each other's screens. They might want to show me something, a picture or something that they created on their computer. So it is appropriate to have all participants have this accessibility to them. But if it's a public event, even if it's not using my personal ID, I'm going to change it to only hosts. Nobody else should have rights to share. Now let's talk about settings. When you go back to your main Zoom window, there's a gear icon at the very top right. Go ahead and click on that icon. It's going to open a window with many menu options over on the left-hand side. And I'm not going to go through each of these options because they're self-explanatory. When you click on each option, you will see the information in the middle change screens. And it's very, very understandable when you read what each option is. If by chance anything is in question, you can Google it. There's great results out there on Google. Now, a really fun option that I'm always asked about is that virtual background. The virtual background is where the fun begins. So there's some default backgrounds that you can click on, or you can even upload your own pictures to make it look like you're someplace else. Once you're done editing your settings, you'd click on the X to close the settings. You get back to your main Zoom window, and I want to draw your attention to the very top right corner of this window. If you've uploaded a picture to your profile, it'll be a picture of you, or it might just be a blank circle. Click on that and you'll see an additional list of options here. Check for updates is really important. I just learned this yesterday. My Zoom window wasn't looking like my friend's. She was mentioning things that I had no idea. So I checked for updates, and sure enough, I needed an update. Very quick process, and then it will create that environment that is familiar to the people that you're connecting with. So that's Zoom. Those are the quick, easy steps that you need to do, the quick, easy menu options that you need to look at to make sure that you are safe using Zoom. If you have any other challenges, please message me. Let me know how I can help you stay safe in the virtual world. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm Kathy Roats with Unity Consulting, where we grow people and develop leaders.